Stevie, good to see you. First of all, before we crack on, how's things? Everything good with you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Sort of getting used to this routine and getting used to this life, and obviously keeping up some bits, which allows me to transition back into the real world and back into normal reality again. But yeah, it's I'm all right. I'm sort of doing okay with it, and getting stuff done and doing what I can to be productive in this time. And yeah, I'm all right. I'm in good spirits.
You're not a man, never have been, to let the grass grow under his feet. Obviously, we spoke to you previously about all the work you do in Mentality, but you've got a new project, a new talent to add to your CV. Stevie Ward, actor. You want to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's I caught the bug, mate, not so long ago. I think it was either the back end of pre-season, around December time. I did like a bit of live theatre, working with Chris O'Connor, who does some writing at Red Ladder, and he's wrote this as well. And it's alongside Paul Fox as well, who's an actor, and he's been quite a bit of TV and theatre himself. But I did that a bit ago, and it was an 8 minutes duologue. I played a barman, and Paul plays someone who comes into the bar, and they've got a bit of a history, and it's sort of a bit esoteric, the history. No one really knows what's going on, but obviously it pans out a bit more over the course of the 8 minutes. And during that, I got the bug for sure. I can remember the sort of massive bout of nerves and adrenaline that I got before doing it in front of about 50 or 60 people. But I got the bug, and like the idea of knowing the lines, being able to play with the lines and stuff. So Chris has been pretty proactive, and he's sort of one that had foresight of what was going on and what was going to happen before everything turned to chaos. And so he's wrote a really relevant bit of writing, and a bit of theatre, and it's radio play. It's sort of just me and Paul Fox again, but we're talking on the video, on the radio play, and it's me and him. It's like set around us having a weekly chat and meeting in a pub every Wednesday. But then obviously, as the coronavirus starts getting, restrictions start getting worse, and it's sort of set from before it, going through the whole process and in what we are now, and it'll be constantly updated. So Chris will be writing on the job and writing as things progress. So it's quite exciting to be involved in, quite exciting to sort of get into the character, but also to put our own experiences in and feed them into the writing too. So it's really good, and episodes are about 10 minutes average.
I mean, you're saying you got the acting bug there before Christmas, but I know that it was a bit before that, actually. I know it was back in 28, because I was there and I saw your acting debut, and I thought to myself then, this man's got a future on the stage.
Yeah. Well, mate, obviously I was natural.
Oh, wow. Lads from Rhinos. I'd recognise you anyway. Paul Robinson. Big fan. Hi.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I've got my tickets. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, you know what? I've always thought that sponsoring a team would be something I could add to my bow. How do you feel about Paul Robinson emblazoned on the back of your shirt, eh?
What, really?
Nah, just kidding. Think big, though, I say. Listen, good luck with the game, and next round's on me with him. See ya.
I'm not sure if I'm quite a natural in that part, but I remember tussling with Hawley, with Ryan Hall, and he got the sort of big stage nerves. Really, we were on set, and obviously we went over to Melbourne. We had a chance to appear. They rewrote a scene, if you remember, Phil, for Neighbours. And Hawley was saying that he first dibs the line, and the best line in the sort of the scene. But I remember all the, he got to the part, he got to the point of when he'd be saying it, or everything was setting up, like, cameras spinning around and extras being developed around us. And he just said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Do you want to do the line?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm straight in there for the line, mate. Don't worry about that. I've rehearsed it. I know exactly what I'm going to do." When we did it, we ended up adding about 3 or 4 more lines in while Mike was there, like, "All right, yeah, cheers, mate. How are you?" and stuff like that. But obviously, when I delivered the line, confetti went off, you know, everyone was celebrating, and you'll remember, Phil, you know, everyone was jumping around thinking, wow, this guy he's got some talent. But mate, yeah, it was class. It was a special day that was, and I guess that was, you're right, that was the time that I caught the bug.
So having caught the bug, then working with Red Ladder, obviously Red Ladder are a company that Rhinos fans will have heard of before. They worked with Jamie Jones Buchanan on a couple of plays, the Jaco in the pack, and the one about the soldier coming back from war as well. So is that something you spoke to Jonesy about, how he got on with treading the boards?
Yeah, it sort of made an easy transition into it because, you know, I think as a full team, I remember was going down to watch him. And I'd never want that, to be honest, mate. That'd be the scariest thing ever. I don't know how we did it. I think he even sang on stage. So he sort of set the bar there, do you know? So, like, for me, being any more progressive, you know, being an actor, it's already been set by Jonesy. So, mate, I speak to him a little bit about the sort of the buzz he gets from it and how he does it and how much he enjoyed it. And he's on the board of Red Ladder now, so it's, you know, he's definitely the sort of the guy to try and emulate, and you know, I'll keep trying in my spare time and practicing my lines.
And the shows themselves, they're about 10-15 minutes long, and there's quite a bit of humour in there as well. Are they good fun to perform in?
Yeah, mate, they're brilliant. It's so relevant now, obviously with the time that we're in, and currently we've just been doing the sort of progression into what we are now with the lockdown and stuff, and just hearing about boats being, you know, evacuated or people having to stay on board the boats. But the characters in specific, they're just like two normal lads that support Liverpool and Leeds. So the things around the coronavirus and the progression of that is like banter about football, banter about Leeds United, banter about these friends that people seem to have that are sort of conspiracy theorists, and you know, it's sort of like serious stuff, which is sort of contrasted and sort of surrounded by laughs and banter and the sort of everyday banter that everyone's probably missing, going to the pub or going to meet the mates out and about. So yeah, it's quite nice to do it, and you sort of get lost in it sometimes. When you know the lines well enough, you sort of get lost in it, and you can have a laugh with it yourself.
Your character Danny in episode 2 is quite sceptical about yoga, so that must have put you in a tricky position there.
yeah. Kundalini Yoga, though, I'm quite sceptical about that certain one. So it fit all right, but yeah, it's Chris is a brilliant writer, and he brings in, like, I think he's saying in the next few episodes, Rhinos are going to get a mention, and he said to me, "Oh, yeah, we're talking not so nicely about you in specific." I'm like, "Oh, class, that's brilliant. I'd love to play that." It's sort of like Ricky Gervais' extras, you know, taking mick out yourself, and but he sort of said, "Oh, well, let's see what we do and where we get to." But that's the fun of it, you know. It's getting written as it goes, and obviously Chris can't predict the future in terms of where it goes after, so it'll be writing as we go, a bit like a soap.
And so how when you get your scripts, how long have you got to learn it all before he's recording?
About 3 or 4 days. So I run through it, and obviously because it's like radio play, you can have the lines in front of you, but still, if you need to know them, you need to know where the character's coming from and saying it, and you need to know what the sort of story is and why people are saying certain things, you know, why where they're coming from, why they're saying it. So you need to sort of learn. I guess it is learning off by heart, but more learning, you know, where your character is, why they're doing it, and whatnot. So yeah, mate, it's really interesting. There's quite a few more episodes to come, so I'm looking forward to it.
You haven't gone full Daniel Day-Lewis method actor. Your character's an electrician. Have you been rewiring the house just to put yourself in that mindset?
No, mate. It's well, do you know what a funny story is, actually? And it probably is a sort of a prelude to me becoming a Sparky in this play. I lent my neighbour's lawnmower over the road, and it's one of those Flymo ones, and it's got a wire attached to it. and mine's like knackered in Gary's. I'm like, I don't know why mine's not working. It just like conked out. So I went over and said, "Oh mate, you don't mind just borrow that for a couple of days, would you? Just do back garden." He's like, yeah, sounds. I said, mate, I'll try not to break it. Mine's broken, Garage. I don't know why it's broke. Anyway, I do the full front garden, do the full back garden, and I swing it around. I'm like, I'm done now. Sound. Swing it around. The wire's trailing right next to me to the left, and I just go right over top of wire, and I managed to break his. I managed to break it, and I just went, no. The wire's in like two. So I had to order a new wire from online, and I actually learned quite a lot about electrical components and how to fix them and stuff. So that was quite a nice prelude. I've got a bit of experience. I've got a bit of understanding now. So yeah, I might be learning a bit more on the job. You never know what I'm going to break next.
I'm fairly confident in the comments of this video there's going to be lots of people giving you advice about how to fix a Flymo.
Yeah, I know.
And how simple it is and why you didn't need to spend that money. But we'll leave that to them to give their advice. I mean, you on your usual podcasts on mentality, and that's where people can find the radio plays on that. But you previously spoke with Adam Fogarty, who obviously had a rugby league career and gone into acting. Obviously, Matt Lewis, you know very well, and you know everything he's done acting wise. Is it something that you've always thought you wouldn't mind having a go at?
Yeah, well, I've not always found it interesting. I think I've always sort of like wondered and pondered what it'd be like, but I've been quite lucky. I've just been playing someone who's got a Yorkshire accent in everything that I've done, and one of them's been playing me, so it's been quite easy. But yeah, mate, once I'd done that first show or that first live bit of theatre, yeah, I definitely got the bug, and these sort of wonder, and I'll watch films and programs thinking about how he's acted certain things, where he's looked at the camera, his positioning, what he's thought about, how he's got onto the stage, and or he's walked onto scene or whatever. So yeah, I guess I look at it with a different lens now, and it'd be interesting to play someone who's not just a broad Yorkshireman who's a bit daft and a bit thick. That'd be fun.
Are you practicing accents and things?
Yeah, practicing accents or whatever. Or I mean, that'd be a stretch. I think that'd be a massive challenge. I don't know how well I'd be able to do that. But
Sean Bean gets away with doing a Yorkshire accent for every country in the world, so you could go down that route.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, is there anyone who like has a Yorkshire accent all the time? I watched a film with Irish accents yesterday. I'm like, that's so like specific. Like, you know, you're not going to get many films that are based, you know, in Cork in Ireland or whatever. But yeah, it may be interesting, and maybe I'm not just. Do we need a Yorkshire guy? Just get him in. Maybe that's what the role is.
Like Sean Bean, but cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my rate's going to be so much lower, mate. So much lower. Yeah.
You mentioned about the buzz you got from when you went on stage before Christmas Day. Is it similar to going into a game and playing in front of a big crowd?
Yeah, it is, mate. It is. But without the fear of getting walloped and sort of having to navigate that. But it's so similar. Yeah, it's like obviously we're pre-season, we're a bit way off the season, but I can remember because we were last. There were like 5 or 6 showings on, and it were about the course for 2.5 hour night. And I got there and I was speaking to people. I was a bit different, speaking to people, a bit like nervous, and then I was watching them all the way through the course of the night, and I was like, why am I here? What am I doing? I was that nervous. I was like that sort of like filled up with energy. Like, why am I here? What have I gone and done this for? And it was like that sort of place of no going back. And you know, I sort of remember the sort of surge of energy I got when I went up to do it and started to get into position to do it. And I'm sort of like got that nervous energy where you're like struggling to talk and stuff. But as soon as I got into position and ready, sort of like got into the zone and got ready to do it. So we're a proper surge, and I guess it's like similar to getting ready in the change rooms and you know the last few minutes, and it's that much of a buzz, and you're just like waiting to walk out, then you're walking out, and you're just ready to sort of be in that fight or flight mode. I guess it's it were quite a buzz, and it's talking about it make me miss the playing and the sort of building up for that big crescendo, I guess.
And there's a character in the play called Jaco. We don't hear from him, but you just hear what he says. He's a bit of a conspiracy theorist. There's plenty of conspiracy theorists in the Rhino squad, as we know. Jaco, is he based on anyone that you might know?
Jaco, I probably got to be careful about what I say. I don't think it. I think it's probably based on someone the writer knows. I don't know. That's a guess. It's probably a mold of a lot of people of who we know, if you know what I mean.
Is that mate everyone's got that as a theory on everything?
Yeah, everyone's got that mate, and everyone's got that so assured about it and so certain about what he's read on some esoteric sort of like put away forum, and he's telling everyone about it and is matching everything up, positive confirmation bias and that's a conversation in the pub, and that's something that I think people listen to and they go, I'm not too sure about if that's true or not. It's probably that sort of guy.
He reminded me of a former head coach we once had.
Did I? the swearing or
the conspiracy theories.
All right, yeah. That might be, yeah. He should come into it, I think. I think that'd be funny.
And so when can we expect the next episode?
The next episode, mate, is going to be out on, I think tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be the next episode, yeah. I think that'll be episode 4. I think episode 4 is out Wednesday, and oh no. What are we on now? Do you know what we're on, Phil?
There's two on.
2 out. 3 and 4 we've just done. Yes, sorry. 3 and 4. 3 is out on Wednesday. 4 is out on Friday, I think.
And in the first 2 episodes, the guys are in the pub and they're talking about the coronavirus coming in. So presumably now we're going into lockdown, are we, in these next few episodes?
Yeah, I think that's the progression over the next few. I think the 2 that I've just recorded are still in the pub, but I think the ones after that, 5 and 6 is sort of transition into the virtual pub in which we'll be over Zoom and stuff. So it's quite interesting, man. I think you quite get to like the characters and sort of there's loads of different storylines running at the same time, which is really interesting to find out and where they go.
And you can imagine over the next year or so, there's going to be a lot of drama that comes out of. I mean, I know last night the first drama that was written and filmed was on ITV from during lockdown. I can imagine over the next few years, there's going to be a lot of creative juices born out of this process.
Oh, mate, for sure. I think the time to stop and think and the time to allow things to come to you and go off that. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out specifically around this, but also other stuff. I imagine a very a period to be really creative, I think, and to create bits of drama that no one would have made otherwise without this period.
And just going back to the day job, finally, how much looking forward to when we finally get the nod to get back to train and beginning to look forward to playing some games again?
Yeah, mate, it'd be nice. It's so weird because I think we were talking before. We don't know when it's going to be, and there's not much foresight into when it's finally going to be. So, but it's going to be nice to see all lads. It's going to be nice to get back into the routine of being a proper athlete again and to have some competition. I think everyone's missing that competition. That whether they watch it or whether they're involved in it. They're sort of missing that. As I was talking about earlier, that build-up of adrenaline, that build-up of nerves, not knowing what's going to happen. I think people are missing that sort of build-up to something that they don't know what's going to happen. You can watch a film, you can watch a TV program on Netflix, but when you're there and you're in real life, it's different. So I think we're all missing that.
And in terms of, just to give people an insight into it, either after a post-season rest or like when you've had injuries in the past, how tough is it to start building up that muscle memory for taking those hits and not just lying down on the floor winded? Because like any other normal human would be, and you guys, you take those hits every day in training and being able to handle that.
Yeah, it meant so much to even consider there, like the sort of the build up in load for running, for running on the field every day, the build up in load for doing weights, like you say, wrestling, contact, like there's pre-season there, and it's there for a reason, to get fit, to be able to play, but to play to a good ability and level, and obviously the contact side of it as well. That's something that you can't really mimic at home in lockdown unless you've got a twin brother who plays rugby league as well. But that's something that's going to have to be really thought about and thorough when we come back to playing, to get used to it again, to get used to the aches and pains. And I think it'll be all in one condensed period of time, which is going to allow us to get back into that. But yeah, definitely, and specifically in rugby league as well, with the amount of hits and contact and physicality, that's something even more sort of worth thinking about and being thorough about too.